Good evening, I'm Sean Anderson, and today I'm going to talk to you about the different motorcycle helmets available on the market and why I favor the Shoei RF 1200 of all others. So today for the lineup we have the LS2 MDE, the Scorpion Type F, and the KGA Speed Medium. So these helmets are ordered from closest to me, farthest to me, from highest price to lowest price. So we have the Shoei starting off at $650 retail, the LS2 at $450, the Scorpion at $350, and the KGA for your entry level at $250. So the difference between these helmets is the Shoei and the LS2 are both carbon polymer helmets, and the Scorpion and the KGA are both fiberglass resin. So the differences between the helmets are in the ratings. So you have two different typical motorcycle helmet ratings on the market today. So all US DOT motorcycle helmets are required to have a DOT stamp crash approved rating. So all these helmets have that, and these helmets meet the minimum requirements for DOT, but these two helmets have a Snell approved rating. And what that means is it has a 20% or higher crash test approved rating, and these helmets are actually available for use for race use as well. So starting off with the Shoei, so this helmet, above all others, has a double ventilation system, meaning that it draws cold air in and it draws hot air out, opposed to the other two helmets on the right. Now the LS2 has the same system and it functions similarly, but the Shoei has wider cavities, allowing it to expel more air as the rider sees fit. So you can change this on the fly when it's a colder day and you would like to change it. Now with the Scorpion, you have a ventilation system, but you don't have the same ventilation system that you would have on the two higher priced helmets. Another thing that you have in the LS2 and the Shoei are upgraded optics. So in the LS2, let's start, this helmet has a visor system that when you flip down, you can have sunglasses available to you on the fly. So what this does is allows the rider to have something where typically a rider with a clear visor would be able to put on sunglasses. So this rider has a flat black tinted visor for riding during the daytime. So the only downfall of this is it wouldn't be optimal at night. And these two helmets wouldn't be optimal during the day. Well, this is where Shoei's fixed the problem. So they have a photographic lens on this helmet. What that means is whenever you walk out into the daylight, within 2 minutes, if you have the brightest day out, you will have a completely black lens like you see here on the LS2. Let's just say it's overcast. Well, that lens is calibrated in such a way where it's going to be about half, so where you're always going to be able to see in optimal light condition for your driving. So another thing that we have in the Shoei is a quick release breakaway system. So none of the other helmets on the market have this available today. So a major plague that we see today is motorcycle riders involved in accidents and bystanders removing their helmets. Well, the problem with that is if there's a neck injury, removing the helmet actually causes more injury to the rider more times than not. So what Shoei's done is they designed a quick release system that does not interact with the upper part of your head and does not interfere with your neck when removing the system. So I'll show you. You just pull this tab and right out it goes, and you pull the other tab, and so when EMS gets in there, they don't have to cut your helmet off because that's typically what happens. So it saves time, especially involved in an accident. We plan for the worst and hope for the best, but this is why we have motorcycle helmets. Another thing I want to show you is the difference between these two helmets and these two helmets is a weight. So this helmet, the Shoei, is rated at 16.2 ounces, and the LS2 is at 17.8. And then the other two helmets are roughly around 19 ounces. So what that does for the rider is the heavier weight causes a heavier wind drag, and the wider body of the helmet, because it's made from a less dense material, makes more wind drag for the rider at an approximate speed of 65 miles an hour on the highway. So it causes more fatigue than you would typically have on a nicer, more expensive helmet. So this is why I choose to ride with the Shoei RF 1200, and I hope that you are able to test out different helmets and try out what works for you the best. I'm just telling you what I recommend. Thank you very much.